Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little pipelining down at the co-op. We're going to be laying a little pipe, kind of actually not only at the co-op, but kind of in somebody's backyard, because somebody lives right outside this new parking lot that the co-op is putting in. And so it was kind of cool to be laying pipe kind of in town, I guess you could say, because most of the pipeline jobs that I was on whenever I was actually pipelining, because this is not actual pipeline work that we're doing in this video, but whenever I was actually pipelining, it seemed like I was out in the trees, out in the middle of nowhere. I never got to work anywhere too interesting. I always craved working in, like a busy city or like, just something a little more interesting, But anyway, we're gonna get to do that today, thankfully, and I'm excited to share this video with you. If you missed last week's video, that was the start, or part one of this video, where we started welding on some 90s for this 8-inch, I've been calling it a bumper rail, just to keep people from backing the fertilizer buggies and whatever else they're gonna park over here in this new parking lot off into the ditch. So go check out the first video if you haven't seen that one yet. Later on in the video, we will be cutting 5 down legs, also out of 8-inch pipe. I'm gonna lay all of them out at once and then cut them all at once. I'm also gonna share with you something that I would have done a little bit different. So stay tuned for that, because for those of you that follow along, you know that we're all about learning here at AROSSWELDING. I want to thank the guys at the co-op and my operator that doesn't want to be on film, and my operator's helper, or the guy that, his employee, I guess you could say. His name's Dirk. He's the only one actually that I think out of all of them that actually watch these videos. So Dirk, if you're watching, thank you. In other words, I couldn't do this project by myself. I don't have any equipment. I have part-time help from time to time, but I don't have a full-time employee, etc. So I want to thank everyone who was involved in getting this 8-inch bumper rail welded up. Lastly, if you missed last week's video and you're not on our email list, you may not have any idea that we are having a spring sale on our courses. They're at our trade school website, arosswelding.school. You can take advantage of the sale by using the discount code at checkout, SPRING24, all caps, no spaces. It's a great time of the year to learn how to build pipe fence. If you're a landowner, a homesteader, a rancher, a farmer, and you want to build your own pipe fence, maybe better looking pipe fence, or maybe easier ways to build pipe fence, this course is for you. But also for those of you that have your own mobile welding business and you want to offer pipe fence in your area, this course is for you. And for those of you that live in an area where you don't see any pipe fence, and you might have had the thought process of, there's no pipe fence in my area, nobody really asks about it, so it's probably not worth it to me to get the pipe fence course. I personally, this hit me this last week whenever I was thinking about this sale that we have going on, and it hit me that this is actually a good way for you to stand out in your area. So if there are a couple of fence contractors in your area, but they build chain link fence, privacy fence, maybe custom other types of fence, but they don't offer pipe fence, this is actually a great way for you to stand out. You could learn how to build pipe fence. We actually have a couple of downloads of different styles of pipe fence that you can show your customers whenever you're trying to sell them a job. You could even show them a couple of my videos of us building some pipe fence to give them an idea what pipe fence looks like, and you could be the one that builds pipe fence in your area. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case some of you hadn't thought of that aspect. All right, that's all the announcements. All that's left to do now is kick back, grab your coffee, get ready to learn, and enjoy the video. All right, we got her on our skids. We're pipelining now, boys. You betcha. I wonder what it's like waiting on a welder. Look at these fellas walking around waiting on a welder. I've often wondered that whenever I was pipelining too. People, you know, the laborers, operators, on that 42-inch pipe we welded on one time. It took us 4 hours to make one weld, so that's a long time to wait on a welder. If you're not a welder, but you've been on a pipeline job or elsewhere waiting on a welder, what's that like? Do you feel impatient at times, or do you just get busy doing something else or other? Let me know in the comments. Here we are at the co-op. Gonna finish this 8-inch bumper rail up. Finish it as in I gotta finish welding out some of these welds because I didn't get them all capped. That one there's capped, but I'm fixing to cap this one that I just gotta essentially a bead in right here. So I'm fixing to run me a 5/80-10 to fill it up and then run another pass to cap it. And then we've got a jointed pipe set up over yonder. There's a jointed pipe in stands back there that we're gonna cut 5 down legs out of 2 foot long from the throat. So we're gonna put 3 here, or no, 2 here and 3 on that run over there. That way they can shove this thing in the ground. But first things first, I gotta start welding. on to the next one. All right, I came down here to the other end, start down here so I can just drive forward instead of reverse. Got these two welds made. Now, rather than just coming up here and welding this one, because my leads would reach, heck, they would technically reach up to that one too. But the trouble is my truck is right behind this weld right here. So I don't want to throw slag and stuff into my pickup. So I got these little clamps. I put some clamps on my lead wells to roll my stuff up. Kind of like it's the same idea as a Hoosier pole, but just roll up my leads, hang my grinder on my toolbox. This is one reason I like a toolbox without that lip. If you watch that video, that bed that we built here on the channel and made several videos of that bed build. If you haven't, you can go check out those on the channel. We'll try to link those in the description or put a link to one of the videos up here in one of these corners. But anyway, on that bed, for that Ford, that new Ford, I put a little piece of angle in here, in and up. But whenever you do that, that's good for like weather. But whenever you do that, you can't hang your grinder on here as good. So that's one reason why I like the no lip, because it's handy to hang the grinder on. So I'd normally hang my bucket back here on my vise if I was going forward, but I just walked my bucket on up to the next weld, set it down, and then, like I said, rolled up my leads, and then we'll just ease on forward on to the next one. And then of course our ground goes up here on the welds that we're not welding. We're making a weld behind me back yonder, so we'll put our ground down here on this weld. On this pipe, since this isn't pipeline, a lot of times I can put it, I don't have to put it on a weld, but this grasshopper, the purpose of a grasshopper, you notice it's insulated down here. That way it doesn't accidentally arc on the pipe. That's why we've got insulation. And then you have a direct point to put on your weld. That way the only place it can arc is in the arc zone. Right here, we call this the arc zone between the bevels. It's the arc zone. So we don't want to arc it outside the bevel on a pipeline job, not this job specifically, but so this is called the grasshopper. We carry them in the store. Most of you know about them, but in case you don't, that's what this is. This long piece is custom. That was to get over some insulation. I was welding on some pipe that had some insulation, so I added an extension, but this is the normal right here. Right here in the little loop for your T300, Lincoln T300 to go in. Come on. We just need to string out the rest of our lead. Fire up this old Lincoln. I'm not using a remote today either. I'm just leaving it on 150 range on my left knob and 60 on my right knob, welding with a 532 810. Another habit from working on pipelines for 7 or 8 years is starting on what we call the offside, which means my truck's over there. This would be the offside because it's the opposite of where my truck is. also known as the ditch side. A lot of times on some pipeline jobs, we go ahead and have the ditch is already dug by the time we're laying the pipe. So when you're back here on the firing line, that's just where we cap the weld. You know, you got anywhere from 1 to, I don't know, 30 or 40 welders on the firing line, depending on the side of the pipe and whatnot. And so on a small pipe, welding by yourself, you don't have to have a weld partner or a brother-in-law. I like to start on the off side. It's just, not everybody does that, but that's just what I like to do. I like to start on the ditch side. Right, just finished up the last weld here, and now we're headed to that shade tree, start cutting some pine. Got our truck rolled up. Earlier I said this is like a Hoosier pole. What I think I forgot to mention was this is a lot quicker when moving to weld than rolling your leads up in your lead weld. So more efficient. This and a Hoosier pole is just more efficient. Just a little quicker and more enjoyable than stuffing them in these holes every time you need to pull up 20 or 40 feet or 60, however long your pipe is. All right, so I'm gonna go 2 foot to my throat. I'm not entirely sure why I bought this big of 8-inch saddle in this red one, because I kind of would rather have the paper one, paper template, because of storage purposes. I like the fact that I can store the paper ones a lot. It takes up less space. Paper ones take up less space. I'm not sure why I convinced myself I needed it. Oh, maybe it was because of the 45. That is what's nice about this one. It's true. But I could get a paper 45 and have 2 of them that takes up this much space. Anyway, we'll do one on this end, one on this other end. And we need 5 total. So I'll cut these 2, and then I'll let's see here. How do I want to do this? You know what? I don't want to do this different. I think I'm gonna put the saddle here, straight cut here. No, because we already got a straight cut. I don't know if it matters. Anyway. Goal is to lay out as much as possible. This is something I've never really done before as far as the way I'm going about this. But anyway, like I said, my goal is just to do all my laying out and then do all my cutting at once, or at least as much as possible, which I think I've just figured out a way I can do that. Now, this on both sides, and I can go ahead and measure 2 foot from my throat. There. Go ahead and transfer this to the top. And then use my bevel machine here. So I'll make 2 hand cuts, bevel machine, 2 hand cuts, bevel machine, and then I can go ahead and lay out 1 more saddle. I should be able to. I can go ahead and get everything laid out. I'm real excited about it. Now, should not have to get this back out. Should be able to run my torch and my bevel machine, have 5 of them sitting on the ground, and then I can start fine-tuning them with my grinder. That right there is neat. I gotta show you that. I mean, you can see it just in the layout, but I've talked before about how you gotta have your saddle the right way because it's not the same. You know, your throat is a different contour than your ear versus like if you're dealing with 2 3/8, 2 7/8 pipe, building a lot of pipe fence and needing to saddle it all, you can sometimes use this one mark as another saddle because it's such small pipe that this difference is, you can't even hardly tell in smaller pipe, especially if you're grinding a little bit. But with this bigger pipe, look at how big a difference that makes right there in your fit. So, but I just cut it and I just thought that looked pretty cool. Cutting 2 saddles at a time. Shake your shaker. Over here. this is one of those times I should have just marked this all the way around and planned on cutting it with my torch, because I could have already had this cut, never turned off my torch, but I wanted so bad to use my bevel machine. But in a situation like this, it's not necessary. Saddles, 2 foot long from the throat. Bada bing, a bada boom. Last one right here. All right, that is a wrap. We got all this pipe welded together. We got all 5 down legs welded on. Like I said, if you missed last week's video, there will be a link in the description. Or for those of you who may not know how to work YouTube, maybe you're new to YouTube, you can go to the channel home by clicking on the picture icon of my channel here. Just click on my face and it'll take you to the home page of our YouTube channel. And then there will be a few options there. I don't know what the first one says. It says like home, but the second option is video. And then there will be like a community tab, a playlist tab. Click on the video tab and then make sure it's on newest video, like latest or newest video. And that first video at the top of the page will be the latest video that we posted. Hope that's helpful. By the way, just a reminder, we post a new video every Friday 5 o'clock Central Time. And don't forget to check out our online trade school, AROSSWELDING.school, where you can find the pipe fence course and the quick rig course. You'll also notice that we are in the process of building a branding and marketing course called the Boomtown Your Business course. Kayla is still working on it. Thanks for all of you who have purchased the course, who purchased it at pre-sale at the end of last year. We greatly appreciate your patience. Kayla is diligently working on it every chance she gets. It's taking way longer than she thought. She has contacted you. Those of you who read your emails are aware of this, but in case you haven't read your emails and you're waiting on the course to be done, or the next drip, I should say, because we have released some modules, if you will, but she hasn't released the next drip yet, I don't think. I could be wrong. Either way, the course is not completely finished yet. That's why it may not be available at the time of this sale, if you're watching this whenever this video is published. So I just wanted to mention it to you in case you were not aware and you were looking forward to a course like that for your business in the future. But for the courses that are available, the pipe fence course and the quick rig course, to take advantage of that sale, you will have to punch in the discount code SPRING24, all caps, at checkout. That will save you 20% off of the full price of the course. Let us know if you have any questions. You can text those questions to 405-643-7176. It may take us a couple days to get back with you, but we will do our best to answer your questions. Have an awesome weekend, and remember, learn something every day.